The Galactic Council chamber buzzed with the chittering laughter of a dozen species as Ambassador Zixathera of the Hegemony rose from his crystalline perch. His forearms gestured dismissively toward the holographic display showing a small blue-green world in the outer rim. Esteemed colleagues, his voice resonated through the translator matrices dripping with condescension. We have monitored this primitive world, Earth, for over 200 of their solar cycles. They received our first contact protocols decades ago, yet they remain silent. No response, no acknowledgement, nothing. Chitinous appendages clicked in amusement from the insectoid Vrak delegation. The gaseous Etherians pulsed with colors indicating derision. Even the normally stoic Titanium Collective's representatives emitted mechanical sounds resembling laughter. Perhaps, offered Counselor Morden, her serpentine form coiling with amusement, they are too primitive to understand our communications. Their technology seems barely sufficient for orbital flight. Zixthera's eye stalks swiveled knowingly. Precisely my assessment. They send crude chemical rockets into their immediate vicinity and think themselves spacefaring. Their communications consist of electromagnetic noise, entertainment signals, data streams, the babbling of an infant species. The council erupted in renewed mirth. For a civilization that had mastered faster-than-light travel 3 millennia ago, humanity's silence was seen as the ultimate proof of their insignificance. They can't even achieve basic planetary unity, scoffed High Arbitrator Vexnal. Their species is fractured into competing nation-states, fighting over resources and ideologies. How could such a divided race possibly comprehend galactic civilization? What the Council didn't know was that humanity had indeed received their messages. Deep in a bunker beneath the Colorado mountains, Dr. Sarah Chen stared at screens filled with decoded alien transmissions, her coffee growing cold as she absorbed the implications. They're not just making contact, she said to the assembled team of linguists, strategists, and world leaders. They're judging us. Every signal we've sent, every broadcast we've made, they've been analyzing it all. President Martinez leaned forward. What's their assessment? Dr. Chen's expression was grim. Primitive, barbaric. They see our conflicts, our struggles, our chaos, and they've written us off as a species barely worth acknowledgement. Recommendations? Asked General Harrison. We maintain radio silence, Chen replied. Let them think we're primitive. Let them believe we haven't noticed them. Because what they don't understand is that our chaos isn't weakness, it's our strength. For months, humanity continued its silent observation. They learned the aliens' languages, mapped their territories, studied their technologies. The aliens, growing bolder in their mockery, began conducting surveys of Earth's resources, discussing potential colonization as if the planet were uninhabited. Then came the day the Hegemony's scout fleet entered the Sol system. Captain Thalgren commanded the lead vessel, a sleek Predator-class ship bristling with weapons that could glass a continent. His mission was simple: catalog Earth's resources and eliminate any resistance from the primitive inhabitants. Readings show approximately 8 billion of the creatures, reported his sensor officer, concentrated in major population centers. Their military capabilities are quaint. Thalgren's mandibles clicked in amusement. No orbital defenses, no energy shielding, no plasma weapons. This will be over in hours. The fleet moved into attack formation above Earth's major cities. Thalgren opened a communication channel, finally deigning to speak to humanity directly. Primitive species of the third planet, his voice boomed. Across every frequency, you have been assessed and found wanting. Your world's resources are required by the Galactic Hegemony. You will evacuate or be removed. For several minutes, silence answered him. The same silence that had frustrated the Council for decades. Then the sky opened. It began as pinpricks of light emerging from what the aliens had assumed was empty space. Hundreds, then thousands of them, revealing themselves like stars being born. Ships, not the crude chemical rockets the aliens expected, but sleek vessels that had been hidden behind advanced stealth technology, waiting in the dark between worlds. Impossible, breathed Thalgren's sensor officer. Where did they come from? The answer came from every direction at once. Human vessels emerged from behind the moon, from the asteroid belt, from deep space positions the aliens hadn't bothered to scan. Ships that had been built in secret, launched in silence and positioned with patience the aliens had mistaken for ignorance. Then came the voice, calm, measured, and speaking in perfect hegemonic standard. "This is Admiral Lisa Park of the United Earth Defense Force. You have 30 seconds to withdraw from our system, or we will demonstrate why humanity has remained silent." Thalgren's laughter echoed through his ship. "You dare threaten us with your primitive—" His words died as the human fleet opened fire, not with the crude projectile weapons or chemical explosives the aliens expected, but with weapons that defied their understanding. Beams of coherent energy that seemed to tear at the fabric of space itself. Missiles that moved at impossible velocities and struck with the force of miniature stars. The lead hegemony ship, Thalgren's pride simply, ceased. Not destroyed, not exploded. It was there one moment and gone the next, as if it had never existed. "How?" gasped the surviving captain of the second ship. Admiral Park's voice carried, across the void no longer calm but filled with the controlled fury of a species that had been underestimated for far too long. "You want to know why we stayed silent? Because while you were laughing at our chaos, we were learning from it. Every war taught us strategy. Every conflict drove innovation. Every division forced us to excel because the weak didn't survive. More hegemony ships vanished under the human assault. Technologies born from necessity. Weapons forged in the crucible of a species that had never known peace. Strategies developed by minds that had spent millennia perfecting the art of conflict. You saw our chaos and called it primitive," Park continued as the alien fleet began its desperate retreat. "We saw your unity and called it stagnation. You've had peace for so long, you forgot how to fight. We never had that luxury." As the last alien vessel fled toward the edge of the system, humanity's message reached the Galactic Council. Not the silence they expected, but words that would echo through the galaxy for generations. "This is Earth. We received your invitation to join your galactic civilization. We decline. When you're ready to speak to us as equals rather than judge us as primitives, we'll be waiting. Until then, consider our system restricted space." The silence that followed wasn't humanity's weakness. It was everyone else's. In the cosmic chess game of civilizations, Earth had played the longest game of all, and when they finally moved, the galaxy would never be the same.